To Tokusatsu
Ultraman
Media
Ginga
Center
S
reviews
review.
Ultraman Ginga.
S.
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 Jinx, you owe me a soda.
So, as you guys might be able to tell, your main commenters here are going to be DragonZeron,
Hi.
Sentai Fan, Furbus, who is
Hello.
currently AFK. I have never seen an Ultraman in my life, so I'm pretty much just hosting the damn thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you though.
so don't
Yeah.
expect
Thanks,
me to
man.
comment much because I literally have nothing to say.
Ah.
It'd be like asking
But we
Link.
have to thank you for broadcasting though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, if anyone expects me to pipe in at some point, yeah, it'd be like asking Linkara to comment on Super Sentai
Sport
You.
or sports.
or
It
sports.
was sports.
So
All right.
remember,
So.
Doesn't actually watch Sentai.
Well,
You
you
actually
kind
had to pay him to get him to watch a Sentai.
of. Because I remember he did the first 5 episodes of Gokaiger.
Yeah, that was literally a Patreon sponsored review. Someone paid him to review Gokaiger. That's how far removed he is from Sentai. He literally had
Wow.
to be paid to do it.
I wish he didn't have to be paid. I wish he actually gave Sentai.
And I've just been throwing into the Discord chat various pictures from my book. The weapon you guys are seeing right here is the combined weapon of the team I've been showing you guys. So, even though
So.
they may be inspired by Power Rangers, their combo weapon certainly is not.
Anyway, shall we get enough daily downloading? Let's get this going.
Okay.
I'll start. Our series begins with our hero from the last series, Hikaru, walking around kind of like Eiji did in the NFOs, and he sees this vast mountain range, and
Lo and behold, a new
and
month.
behold, yeah, and this monster only was featured in one media. That is Ultraman Flying Evolution Rebirth, known as EX Red King. And trust me, this one is a lot more meaner than what it was back in the older days. And also is being controlled by
An
a
outside source.
well, not exactly outside, but relatively. Then also we got to meet Sho, who becomes our newest Ultraman Victory.
Victory! Victory! Victory!
And I have to say, Victory is actually a pretty cool Ultra.
I also like his character, how he's like a knight of this underground kingdom.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. Anyway, and Victory was having a lot of trouble fighting against EX Red King. And somehow Hikaru regained the power of Ginga. And he, of course, he transforms into said Ultra and whoops EX Red King. So, of course, Sho didn't quite take it as well. So he started fighting him with a new Ultra Life gimmick he has. Basically, he took the part of EX Red King and basically had the arm of said monster.
Which is sort of like Forze, sort of.
Some kinda.
Well, actually, did you know the guy who directed Forze, Koichi Sakamoto, actually came back for this one, Ultraman Ginga S.
Did not know that. Go figure.
That's why the action looks a lot better.
And that ends episode 1. Guy, you want to take episode 2, or do you want me to do that?
Do that, because I need to pull it up.
Okay. Episode 2, Ginga versus Victory. Our episode starts right where we left off, Victory and Ginga fighting. Of course, the Queen of the Underground didn't take it so well. So she basically broke it off, and we got to meet one familiar face. We got to see Ichijoji again. And he still has the pad from the first season.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the group is known as Ultra Party. What does UPG stand for, Dragon, again?
Ultra Party Guardians, I think.
Ah, right.
I think. Do not take my word for
it. I know. Don't worry, I'm not. And anyway, then we got to meet our villain, who happens to be I forgot the name of the alien species, but he was from Ultra 7. Inside a mecha suit. And
yeah, I do have to ask, isn't Ultra Taro back, or is he still a dog?
I honestly try to remember. Actually, no. He I think he's actually back in M78, but he only came back in like a spirit. I remembered. Anyway, we got to see Dragon, do you have Ultra Wiki up?
I'm trying to. It's like my computer's being a little bit
slow.
Yeah.
Figures. I think the monster in that episode, I think it was freaking King. Yeah, it was King. I remember now. Then we got to see an old Ultra monster known as King from Ultra 7. And of course, Hikaru and Sho both fight him. And I think Ginga used the Ginga Thunderbolt.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, that didn't work. Then Sho used EX Red King Knuckle. And then we got to see Victory's finisher, the Victory Shoot. Which, to me, reminds me of one other Ultraman-like character. You want to know who?
Who?
Gridman.
Oh, yes. Gridman is technically not a Ultraman character,
I know, but note what I said. I said Ultraman-like character.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Thus ends episode 2.
Mm-hmm. I'll get episode 3 once I pull it up.
Okay, I think.
Okay.
Okay, what's the name of the title? What's the title?
It's called Pride of a Warrior from third episode of Ultraman X. And
X.
Yeah.
We're doing X, you silly.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, my brain is a little bit scrambled, but
it's okay. Anyway, episode 3, Pride of a Warrior. Our story begins at, I think, UPG headquarters, and
which we're introduced to, I think, in last episode.
Yeah. Then we got to meet the commander. We also get to see Ichijoji again, and also the 2 employees there.
Mm-hmm.
And he explained.
We're also introduced to Android 10.
Right.
Who's pretty damn hot, by the way.
Who doesn't think she's hot?
Do you ship it?
Do you not?
Yeah.
Had to. Anyway, and then of course the android picked up another monster, and which monster is that in that episode?
It's
isn't it King Joe?
Yeah, King Joe Custom. It's a redesign.
Right. And also I think Imperializer was in there too.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
King Joe's from the original Ultraman show.
Yeah, he was actually featured in Ultra 7. And Imperializer, excuse me, is from Ultraman Mebius. And trust me, there was a whole army, which gave even Victory a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, we got to see Ultraman Ginga's newest form, Ginga Studium, which gives him the power of all 6 Ultras.
It's fucking awesome.
Yep, from Zoffy to Tato. And we got to see him use Ultraman's finisher, Studium Kosen. And we got to see, I believe, Wide Shot and Metallium Kosen.
Mm-hmm.
I think we saw Metallium Kosen. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but it's like it sort of started the beginning of Ultraman using past heroes to gain their strength.
Sort of, kinda. Sort of,
Like
kinda.
using toys though, like not without like, because the
Yeah.
last few times they were using fusions and whatnot without no toys to help them, but now they're using toy
Yeah.
cells because
Because
Bandai
toy cells
actually
go through.
brought it. Yeah.
Let me just say this from Easy Rider.
Mhm.
Because toy sales will go through the roof.
But toy cells will go for the ground if you're Ninja or Zyuohger.
Or Go Busters.
No, that was not the reason why it didn't.
Oh, one of the reasons. Anyway,
Mm.
and we also got to see another alien controlling King Joe, which is a Guts Seijin, which also was featured in Ultra 7. I think. I think was. I
Well,
think was. No,
wait, isn't he the one in the tube or is that another one?
no, that's further. Alien Guts, the Guts Seijin was inside King Joe.
Oh.
Yeah, and then that does ends episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, and I have to say, this episode was actually pretty cool as the debut for Ginga Studio.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now for episode 4. Or, yeah. And what episode is that called?
It's called The Meaning of Strength.
Right. Our story begins with Sho trying to figure out why he couldn't use Ella King or EX Red King's powers until I think the Queen tells him that he needs
He's not
to figure.
connected to it.
Yeah, and then think King Joe. Then of course I think King Joe comes back for round 2, or was it?
No.
No?
It's
What?
Sadola and Gudan.
Right, and I think. Oh, where have I heard those two monsters from?
I'll check.
What were their names again?
Sadola and Gudan. Sadola
Oh,
and
yeah, I think I recognize those two. I think those two are from. I know
Return of
Ghidorah,
Ultraman Man
Ultraman
and
Jack.
Red King and Red Man.
Ah, okay. Okay. And Sho finally gets it, and he finally got to use King Joe Launcher. And I think Ginga used Sodium Kosen on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or Seven's beam attack from the top of his head.
Mm-hmm.
Which its name escapes. Its name escapes me.
Wait, which one?
The one where he fires a beam for on top of his head. I'm guessing his color timer.
Oh yes.
Yeah, its name escapes me, but yeah. So that ends episode 5. Now
4.
for episode 4. Excuse me.
It's okay.
Getting my numbers mixed. All right, now for episode 5.
You get this episode. I'll be right back.
Okay, but I need the name though.
It's Friend and Demon. Friend and Demon.
Ah, okay. So this begins. Our episode begins. Oh crap! I can't remember what happened in episode 5. Oh boy! But anyway, and I think I never done this by myself. Oh well, I'll just pass on. Then we got to see we got to see another Ultra Monster known as and as we got to see our Ultra Monster, which Monster was it? Dragon, you back?
Back.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Which Ultra Monster was featured in episode 5?
Vacuum, I think.
Ah, alright, thank you. Yeah, we get to see our Ultra Monster known as Vacuum from the very first episode of Ultraman Ace. And one clear difference between
the villain?
Oh, shoot, I almost forgot. I believe it was the Gut Sagian. Because Gut Sagians have the ability to multiply themselves.
I thought that was Zeton as well.
No, he used both Vexrim and I think he used the one that had the leaves on his hands. I forget the name, but it too was featured in Ace. And both Ginga and Victory fought both monsters, but then I think Ginga discovers he can use the. I don't know which cousin he used, but I think with Victor, I think he used the especially. And trust and which is almost as cool as Ginga's, but Ginga's was better.
He's
And
the main hero, so he's much cooler.
Yeah. And thus ends episode 5. Now for episode 6.
Path that was forgotten.
Say again?
Path that was forgotten.
Right. Our story begins with a woman who basically resents the underground kingdom because I think there was something that happened, and then she took shows of Ultralands. And we've then brought in a monster, which monster was it?
It was Fire Golda and Gomorrah and
okay. Okay. Fire Golda from Ultraman Ginga. And trust me, this one's a lot tougher than, say, a regular Golda. And
because anytime they have a different name, it mostly means they're more powerful.
Yeah. And what were the other monsters?
And Gomorrah, I think.
Gomorrah, right. And then Sho finally, I don't know how, but somehow regained his Ultralance in time to save Ginga from Fire Golza. And Ginga used, I believe this time he used the Cosmo Kosen. And thus the girl, our girl and Sho finally finally understood each other.
And it also introduced one of the new heroes of this thing.
Yeah. Now for episode 7.
By the way, Hiyori, I think, is played by Escape. I think. No, I don't know. I need to check.
Well, do that later. I need episode 6.
Okay, episode 6 is titled Activate Magna Wave Strategy, which is the first time we actually see UPG try to do something.
This is so cute. Anyway, this time we get I think the supreme commander of the whole group comes in and wants to use the Victorium to use a weapon against the aliens. Or was that later? I got my episode mixed up, didn't I?
Oh yeah, this is the one where Laird down out.
Yeah, that's right. Now I remember. And of course, Easy made the really good joke. Don't hurt the Shepardon.
And Shepardon's one of the best kaiju of this.
Yeah, Shepardon
Here.
almost reminds me of Godzilla in a way.
Right, you there?
But and I think Shepardon sacrifices himself and then becomes a new weapon for show known as Shepardon Saber. I think. Could be wrong. And he which monsters were featured in this one? Dragon? Oh, bad timing, Dragon. Great. Oh, thank God. What happened? Dragon? You there? Dragon?
I'm sorry, my mic, or like the audio on Discord.
Dragon, what was that?
My audio on Discord went out a bit, so I had to read.
Yeah, did we redo it?
Yeah, like just for this Discord.
Okay.
I'm fine. Yeah, we didn't delete.
Thank God. Anyway, I was asking what were the monsters featured in episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
And they are.
I'm trying to pull up. Fire Golda. Last appearance. Five King. And
right.
And I think Alien Guts Bolts, the guy who's in a tube, I think.
Wait a minute. I thought Fire Golda was destroyed in episode 5.
No, his I think it was a tube.
Right, it was a 2-parter. I really need to binge watch Ginga S one of these days.
Yeah, same here.
Episode 6. And of course we get to see Fire Golda again, along with another monster. Which other monster was it besides Fire Golda?
Five King.
Right. Anyway, and then after they won, somehow that little alien combined fight Golda, Milba, Gonkyu. I forget the name of the crab one from Dyna. But yeah, that one, and also
huh? Oh, never mind.
And the 2 monsters from Gaia. And Five King actually overpowered both Ultras to the point where both Victory and Ginga had to forcefully disrupt their link, the Ultra Life. And thus ends episode 6.
Now to episode 7, which it says on Ultra. Here it's a tribute to old original Ultraman storyline as well.
And I'll tell you this, episode 7, oh my God, was awesome.
Yeah.
Which I think is the one where the underground people fought the army.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say this, the Queen, man, does she kick ass.
Kicking ass outside a suit.
That and also the old man. Ooh, old man got moves.
Any old man can get moves as long as they're.
Yep. Anyway, episode 7, and the title of it?
The Fight to the Death of the Morning Glow.
Right. The story begins with the statues of both Ginga and Victory, and UPG decided to use Shepardon's Victorium on his back to try and revive both Ultras. And show Hikaru had the idea of using his Ultra Life ability, which the Ginga Spark still has, to become Ella King to distract Five King. And I think Sho even used the monsters as bullets for his Ultra Trance, his Ultra Lance. And somehow both Ginga and Victory were revived long enough for them to Ultra Life. That's long enough to fight King, and fight. But of course, Fight King had his army to distract or to actually fight the civilians. But of course, the underground people just weren't gonna stand for it.
And this is when Android 1.
Yeah, and this is when the android finally got a clue and decided to act more human, and thus giving her name Mana. Or the yeah, it was Mana. And of course, we get to see Victory and Ginga their finishers combining and whooped Fight King. But that's not the last we're going to see of that little alien.
So you have a robot that names itself Mana, food of the gods. Yeah, you don't have ego at all, do you? I am the food of the gods. I am clearly better than all of you.
Actually, it was because of a female android.
Point still stands. She named herself food of the gods.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, time for episode 8.
I think this is okay, they hit the start of the second half of
Yeah, this is where things got really, really interesting.
It's called Life and the Resurrection.
Right. And I think this is where we get to see that red glow on the moon, which can only mean one thing.
Dark Luciel is back, bitches.
In a big way. Anyway. And which monsters were featured in this one?
Bimlar and Beamstar.
Beamstar. Oh, another troll monster. Oy, I hated this one. And who was the other one?
Bimlar.
Bimlar. Oh, I know that one.
From Ultraman.
Ah, right. Anyway, and I'm trying to remember how this started.
I don't remember it either.
Yeah, but anyway, and then I think Sho and Hikaru were fighting both monsters. And of course, Beamstar. The reason why I call it another troll monster is because what's on its chest can absorb the attacks. I think Beamstar is from the Ultraman Jack. And of course,
Bimlar from Ultraman itself, the original.
Okay, and of course, I think both Ultras defeated both monsters, and of course, the alien that escapes me, who's from Ultra 7. I forget the name of it. But
wait, for what episode?
he was like the minor bad guy. He was from Ultra 7. He looked like what Easy called Krang.
Oh yeah, Gustbust.
That's the one. Yeah, and he was looking at the moon and saying that he was waiting for his grandmaster to be revived.
And he's pretty silly in the show, to be honest.
Yeah, he is, but he's actually a very good silly. Anyway, episode 9, I think we're on.
Episode 10, I think. Yeah, episode 10. And yep, they hit the most far. This is where we lose our Shepard. And to quote what I say whenever a person dies, na 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 na.
Yeah, I get it.
Hey,
Dragon, I get it. Okay, episode 10. And what's the name of it?
Holy Floor to the Future.
Ooh. Oh, I remember this one. And which monsters are featured in this one besides
Shepard, and
Dear God, please tell me it's not a time travel episode.
Ooh.
Wait, what happened?
I said, please God, tell me it's not a time travel episode.
No, it's not.
They don't do that in Ultraman.
Well, that's 1 point for Ultraman.
They barely do time travel. They like doing flashbacks though.
Yeah, flashbacks they do, but not. Yeah. Anyway, and they noticed that Shepardon was not looking too hot.
Mm-hmm.
And now I forget, what were the monsters besides Shepardon again?
Dracquary and Draggery and Veracon.
If I remember right, those two are from Ultraman Ace. If I remember right.
Yeah.
Those two are super Choju.
They like to revive a lot of their
They're Ultra monsters.
Yeah, definitely from Ace. A lot of Ace monsters
Anyway, and Shepardon sacrifices himself for victory, and of course somehow turns into a spark doll, which thus gives Victory his newest weapon, the Shepardon Saber.
And it fucking kicks ass. It was like, oh, you killed my main body, time to die under the sword of me.
Yep, and I will say this, the finisher for that sword so reminds me of Rescue Fire with the Sky Team. And of course, Shepardon's never forgotten. Ever.
Like he's put in an luminescent doll.
Yeah.
Because toy sales will go for the roof.
No, Dragon. You gotta say it like this. Because toy sales will go through the roof. Yeah. Had to pull the Easy Rider joke. Anyway, episode 11.
Oh, we always have to?
Not really. Anyway, episode 11.
This is a filler.
Well, at least. Yeah, but what can you do? You could say they fill in the story. Oh, Reggae would be proud of me. Anyway, what's the name of the episode?
It's called The Tears of Ganku.
Oh, now that's one other troll monster I really need a rant. The reason why I say that one's a troll monster, in later episodes of Gaia, when he faces off, he absorbed Gaia into him via the big eye. And he has the most ridiculous way of dying.
What did he do?
Gaia flies right out of him from the top of his head. I kid you not.
He's like, surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah. Now I know Gunky was in it, but who else?
I'm trying to.
I remember he was from
Alien Acamania.
That's the one. He was from Leo. Our story begins with a man who, in one word, a pushover. And he just doesn't know how to assert himself. And you get to see the eye alien. I forget. Agamina, I believe his name was. And giving him the Gankyu spark doll. Of course, Gankyu guy doesn't know how to exactly use Gankyu's powers and is stuck in the human-sized version. Which is that, and of course hilarity ensues. And of course he befriends a kid who I think was being picked on. And then when the kid was being threatened by Akamina, he ordered Gankyu to rampage, thus gaining the attention of both Ginga and Victory. And I will say this, the human form for Akamina, when he transforms, oh man, all kinds of disturbing.
Oh god.
Yeah. And of course I think both Victory and Ginga defeated both Gankyu and Akamina. And of course the kid was crying because he was missing his best friend. Of course he was holding the spark doll, and you even saw the man, and I think the man finally had enough and basically told the guy who was trying to cut in line to go back and go to the back of the line. And thus ends episode 11.
He becomes a man.
Yeah. And I will say this, even though it was a filler episode, it was a fun filler episode.
Mm-hmm. Like there's some there's some singer fillers that are good, and then there's fillers that's so damn horrible. I feel like I just
Yeah.
fuck this shit, I'm out. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, but what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, episode 12.
In Order to Meet You, which features one of my biggest crushes of all time in Toku, Chigusa Kuno, aka Kawara.
Wait a minute. Is that the one where this one alien did a Zubat reference?
Zubat. Yes. Zubat Senju.
I thought so.
I love the Batman.
I remembered you were making reference to that during our Ginga review.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway,
that is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
And of course, our story begins in that very concert where everyone's getting pumped up by Chigusa's music. And of course, she was singing one of my favorite themes.
Ginga no Uta.
Yes, I love that song.
Chigusa version. Okay, so
yes. And I will say this, Chigusa, yeah, I will say that she came a long way from the first from Ginga. And of course, we get to see
her actor to be in Kamen Rider or something.
I don't think she was. I'll have to look. Yeah. I'll look her up. Anyway,
she sort of disappeared after 2015. She
had anyway, and then we get to see our alien. What is the name of the alien?
His name is Alien Metron.
Right, him. And of course, he's in his human disguise as a promoter for the concert, or part of her fan club, anyway. And of course, we get to see Gut Satan, playing Chigusa. And of course, as Dragon pointed out, did a infamous Showa Tokusatsu reference.
A famous Showa.
Yeah, like I said famous, didn't I?
No, you said infamous, which means bad.
Yeah. No. Infamous also means good.
Okay.
Anyway, and he did a Subat reference.
Which is awesome. I like how they mentioned Toei a little bit.
Yeah. And anyway,
yeah, the next episode.
Hang on. I'm trying to remember. And then the alien guts Monster Lives another monster, which I think was from Ultraman Ultra 7, I believe. It made a really weird roar. What other monster was featured in that episode?
It was. Oh wait, I need to pull it back. How I went on to the next episode, but it's called Zoa Muruchi, I think.
That's the one. Yeah. And of course, all it took to defeat that one was the power of Chigusa's music. And also the dancing from the alien too. And it ends
pretty awesome.
Yeah, and our episode ends with that very concert, and even Hikaru's senpai got involved. And trust me, awesome. It was funny.
They're like, hey.
Yep. Anyway, episode 13, I believe.
Yes, Split UPG.
Right. I think this is the one with that dick general.
Yes. I fucking hate those types of characters.
Yeah, what can you do? There's just that particular person that you just love to hate. And what monster is featured in this one?
Birdon and
Birdon. Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's a real tough birdie. I mean, if you thought King Padon was bad, trust me.
This one's
Birdon
10 times worse.
I mean, he poisoned Toto, Zoffy, heck, he even poisoned Mebius. He's that tough of a birdie. Anyway, and what other monster besides Birdon?
That's it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Then of course the Dick General wanted what was the name of the one that fires so accurately? What was her name?
Android 10.
No. Of UPG.
Oh, I don't know. Like, none of the characters from UTG I'm not good. I think her name is Arisa, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And he ordered her to fire the Victrium cannon, which is powered by the Shepardon Spark Doll.
Mm-hmm.
And fired at Birdon, which Birdie go boom.
Mm-hmm.
And
one of the few things UPG has done.
Yeah. And show wanted Shepardon back. But of course the general just said no.
Nope.
And then I think that ends episode 13.
Mm-hmm. And the next one, Resurrection of Lugia.
Yeah, and this is where things go foobar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what foobar stand for, right?
Not really.
Phased beyond recognition.
I'm
trying not to curse.
It's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, and of course the general was not happy that his new toy is in the hands of an alien. And I think they even tried to shut it, UPG trying to shut it down from the inside.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
Oh.
Well, Mana tried anyway. And she was thinking of blowing herself up. Because I think she went
dick move.
Not really. And of course she even went down into the core of the Victrium core. And of course, Lugia transformed the whole base into his new form. It's called, I think, Victrium Lugia or something like that. Which to me was, I will not like, was pretty cool. It design wise, it was cool.
But how about monster wise?
Monster wise, kind of felt like almost like a tribute to Mechagodzilla. Or that Riseros from the Just Riser, which I need to finish watching.
I need to review that show, or rest it at least.
Yeah. Anyway, and of course, he overpowered both Ginga and Victory, just like Fight King did. Badly, I might add. And then that ends episode 13. Now, I think it only had 14 episodes, if I remember right.
No, wait, Ginga S?
Yeah.
No, it had 16.
Right. I can't remember, because I kept misremembering if it had, because I remember it in one episode, little girl was asking where the Ultraman were. Yeah. Anyway, episode 15, right?
Yeah, this is the one that shows Victor Lugia.
Right.
It's called Adventure Called Life. And it's the beginning of the end of the Ginga S trilogy or sequel.
Yeah. Anyway, this one, which monsters were featured besides Victory Lugia?
Mana.
I said monster.
Yeah, that's it. Just Lugia.
Of course, she Mana tried to basically sacrifice herself for her new friends. And both Ginga and Victory used a combination of the Victory, Victory especially, and the Miracle Cosmo Kosen.
And like when Victorians give her necklace, her necklace back, she becomes evil again.
No, she doesn't actually.
Oh.
She actually tricked Lugia into thinking she went back, but she was actually acting like a double agent. See? Told you she didn't go evil.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've last seen it.
Yeah, true. Anyway, and like I said, and then Victory Lugia went boom, and in a massive way.
Yeah, he destroys the whole city.
Well, not exactly, just one section of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
With
of course, all
Sakamoto directing it, of course, because
yeah,
all
all the victory and crystals were back where they belong.
Except they're the last episode.
Yeah, and what's that one?
It's called The Fight for Tomorrow.
Right, that's one of the final. That's one of the final battle. Wow.
Yeah.
I got my episodes mixed.
Yeah, we're we haven't seen this.
It's been a while. It's been a long, long while. Anyway, in this one,
they bring back every bad guy that there is.
Yeah.
Alien Valky, Alien Nako, Alien Zeton, Alien Metron.
And this is the one where the queen and her assistant whooped ass.
Mm-hmm. But Ginga and
Victory and Ginga were fighting with, I think, limited time.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the one where their color time was going off. And this is where they got to use their combination
fusion eyes.
Yeah. Called they used the Miracle Cosmo Miracle especially, which blew up Victory Lugiel. And of course, I think he even said, "The power of eternal life, impossible." Boom. Yep, he go boom. And of course, I think show stays. So did show, and thus ends Ginga S.
Mm-hmm. There is, however, a move.
Yeah, the 10
yet.
Yeah, which is the 10 Ultra Warriors.
Mm-hmm. I need to watch that.
Trust me, dude, it is worth it. Trust me, because let me just tell you this: they don't
Go Buster Yellow is in there.
Well, yeah, but not only that, but each of the different Ultras.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out each of their finishers.
Oh yeah, because it takes 10 of us, time to die. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, each of them faced off against their own enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Want to know which ones each Ultra fights?
Who?
Well, for Tiga, Dyna, and Gaia, they face off against 5 King. Max goes up against it was a monster from episode 5. I forget what it was called, but it was like a baby Bolton Sajin.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Mebius goes up against Emperor Sajin. No, I'm wrong. Nexus goes up against Dark Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
Mebius goes up against Emperor Sajin, and Zero goes up against Badial again.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Cosmos and Ginga Victory go up against the brainwashed princess and Edgar. Oh, when I heard their original sounds, I was happy in my head, please. But yeah, Ginga S. I honestly thought this series was good. It had potential. It had potential, and I think mainly the hate was not towards the reused monsters, but the group, UPG, because unlike Guts and the others, they didn't have like tactical fighters or anything like that. They just had shooty guns that basically annoy the monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So
but I think the reason why is sort of to divert them from the city, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's true. So I would rate Ginga S a 9.5 out of 10. I'm being generous.
I would give it more of an 8.5. There's still a few episodes that I still call sort of bullshit on.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's still a pretty good show.
Oh yeah, and
a lot better than Ginga.
Well, I have to say, Ginga was also pretty good. I mean,
yeah, like the second part of it was pretty good.
yeah, the second part was good. First part was actually pretty decent, especially when we got to hear, especially in the final episode, we got to hear Toto's theme.
Yeah, that's pretty damn awesome, and I remember how we actually tried to attempt.
Yeah, of course, I was kind of mumbling because it's been a long while since I've heard that song. So,
If you like, of the actual song, like.
Yeah. So if you're a curious, if you're a newcomer to Ultraman, I highly recommend watching Ginga so that way you get an idea of
What
how.
Ginga S is.
And then you watch Ginga S. So.
Because it is a direct sequel.
Yep.
Unlike most, it's one of the first direct sequels of Ultraman.
Yeah. So this has been Sentai Fan 100.
And this has been DragonZeron! Giving you the best reviews that we could.
Yep. Later.
That'll be all, folks. That's that.
The hell did you just say, Zeron?
He was trying to do Porky Pig.
That's all, folks.
Thank you.
That's all. Wow. Yeah.
And I think that's it.
All right.
Thanks again, Nikolai, for
hosting. Yeah.
hosting it.
No problem.